exploring the return of Jill Valentine as she takes on Death Island in 2023's Resident Evil movie. The well-known Resident Evil video game franchise characters are back in the form of a CGI movie. Resident Evil: Death Island is expected to subtly continue the story from the previous computer-generated film, Resident Evil: Infinite Darkness. Resident Evil: Death Island will launch on streaming services in the summer of 2023. Synopsis. Jill Valentine is a member of the Special Forces team known as the Baker family in the Resident Evil franchise. Jill Valentine is the main character in the Resident Evil video game spin-off video game Resident Evil: The Mercenaries. A look back at the first film in the Resident Evil franchise. Jill Valentine was the first female protagonist to play an important role in the Resident Evil film series. Jill also appears in the Resident Evil video game spin-off video game Resident Evil Outbreak: Undead. What happens in the film? The Resident Evil film franchise is one of the most successful horror franchises of all time, and the most recent installment, Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, was a critical and financial success. The film is set in a post-zombie apocalypse world, and Jill Valentine has become one of the few remaining survivors. Will she survive? The upcoming Resident Evil film is a direct sequel to the popular 2004 movie Resident Evil: Apocalypse, and the character of Jill Valentine will return in a supporting role. Jill Valentine has starred in over a dozen films and TV shows, and she has been one of the most popular female action stars of all time. The return of Jill Valentine. The Resident Evil film is being produced by Sony Pictures. The Resident Evil movie, according to it, will be set on Alcatraz Island and feature a group of heroes who must cooperate to thwart an even larger threat. Conclusion. Jill Valentine is back and ready to take on the horrors of Death Island in 2023's Resident Evil movie. Fans of the video game franchise are already excited for what promises to be an incredible experience, with Chris Redfield, Leon Kennedy, and Jill Valentine joining forces once more. For details, follow the link in description.